What's up, guys? It's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I just got first place at Locals playing Exodia. This deck is so fun, and I have so many spicy tech cards in this build for you guys. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below, and let's go ahead and get straight on into it. So this deck is super spice. It's really fun to be able to play. And if you guys would like to get one of these awesome field centers, you can definitely pick one up in my merch store directly below this video. They're awesome, they're made of metal, and they look absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and check out the deck. So we're gonna start off with Exodia, the Forbidden One. And we do have all of the LOB original print pieces. You gotta play the LOB original print, either this or the Lost Art. These are so cool to be able to play, and it's amazing that it doesn't actually focus around drawing all 5 of these, although we can. But this is still really cool to be able to play Exodia as a actual deck. And you got to play all 5 so you can reveal them with Ankh so that you can actually summon out the big Exodia fusion. So we do play one of each of the pieces. You can only play one each because they're currently limited, but I would only play one each anyways. We then play 3 copies of Sinajinjin. Sinajinjin is really good as a 3-of in the deck, and all of your Millennium monsters share a common effect that you can actually place them in your back row as continuous spells. And once you do, you can either reveal Millennium Ankh, which is this card. You can either reveal Millennium Ankh, or you can actually pay 2,000 life points to bump them up into the main monster zone, which is super cool because it's actually a reference to the TV show when they were actually playing in the Millennium world and they were stone tablets. So it makes the stone tablet stand up, and once you stand up the card, it will actually go into the monster zone as a monster. So this card actually is great because this card lets you search any of your other Millennium monsters on special summon. We then play 3 copies of the Millennium Shield. Millennium Shield is really good as a 3-of because it searches Ankh on special summon. We then play 2 copies of the Millennium Golem, or Golem that guards the Millennium Treasure. Just summarizing the names for you guys. The Millennium Golem. This card is great as a 3-of because what it basically does for the deck is it searches the Temple. Temple is great because it lets you place a monster in your back row, and then you get to actually place another Millennium monster from your deck in your back row, which basically gets you a search. We then played 3 copies of Shifter. Yes, this card carried me today. It really did. I went into the final round and just dropped this in a Feather Duster and basically won game 3. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun for me, not a lot of fun for my opponents to be able to drop Shifter. But in all honesty, I think I only drew this like once a round, to be honest. But it still won games. It's still really good. We then play 3 copies of Lava Golem. I challenge you guys to spot the normal summon in this deck, because there isn't one. That's the joke. This deck has 0 normal summons because you play the 3 Lava Golems as the normal summon. You don't normal summon Shifter, you don't normal summon this, nor this, or this, and you don't normal summon any of the Exodia pieces. So your normal summon is actually Lava Golem, because what Lava Golem does for the deck is you let your opponent go first, because, I mean, if you lose the die roll, it doesn't even matter. You let your opponent go first, and once they go first, even if you, like, win the die roll, they establish a field, you hand them a Lava Golem over 2 of the monsters, and then you just win the game, because they just can't out the, you know, you just out the 2 monsters. And it's really easy to be able to just win the game with a Lava Golem, because we make, like, an 8k attack point boss monster that can just basically keep, you know, swinging every turn and gaining attack points. So that's it for the monsters. For the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Instant Fusion and a single copy of Call by the Grave. Funny enough about Instant Fusion, you actually get to summon a Millennium monster. Millennium Eyes Restrict is in fact a Millennium monster. I don't think they meant to do this, but it is a Millennium monster, and I started looking up Millennium monsters and felt I needed a Call by the Grave, and one Call by the Grave just wasn't enough to stop hand traps. And so I put in Instant Fusion as basically an additional call by, so you can summon Millennium Eyes Restrict and basically just stop your opponent in their tracks from hitting you with a hand trap. It's the best way to do it. You can easily play around Nib, because with Nibiru in this deck, all you really summon in a turn is like 1 of each of the monsters. And then once you summon out these, you'll also summon the Exodia, and that's the 4th summon, and you just end there. Like, you don't actually go in and you're like completely Nibiru proof, but this stops like Ash and stuff like that your opponent might throw against you. Plus this is a spell trap negate. So like, you don't even like summon for any more than 4. We then play the OTK piece, Obliterate Blaze. This card is really good. The reason I say it is because like exclamation points, and this is just sitting there, you know, Obliterate Blaze. If you guys haven't checked out the openings when I pulled this, you definitely should. But this card basically makes Exodia go to 10k and do piercing damage because you place all the Exodia pieces in the back row and you put it basically equipped to him, and then he gains 10k. And then he can swing and he also gains more, which is funny. So this card is just great for piercing and ending games. We then play a single copy of Terraforming. Terraforming is good because we also play Set Rotation. Set Rotation and Terraforming are insane in this deck because you play 2 different field spells. You play Secret Village and you play Temple. These are insane in the deck because you can actually hand your opponent a temple, you take Secret Village, and then you put this on the field, you negate evenly matches. I actually won my last round because I did this. I established these 2 on the field, negated an evenly match, and then stopped all spells. They couldn't out this, and they're like, oh, I've got an answer for you. And I'm like, no, you don't have evenly matched. This is just going to negate evenly matched, and that was it. It was still a great game, though. But this, basically, if you control a spellcaster monster, makes it so that your opponent cannot activate spell cards. This is insane. This says, during the main phase, you can place any monster from your hand. Fun fact, since it says any monster, I can place lava golems, I can place Exodia pieces, it does not matter. I can place Exodia pieces in the back row, and I can still technically show them because of Millennium Ankh. But this card says that you can basically place any monster from your hand in your spell and trap card zone, face up as a continuous spell, and it basically puts it in the tablet form. And then once you do, you can place a Millennium monster from your deck in your spell and trap card zone. So it lets you basically search the exact one that you need, but you only need 2 of this because we have so many ways to get to it with Set Rotation and Terraforming. So you're already playing like 4 copies of it, plus the Golem is like 2 more copies of it. So you're playing like 6 of this, so 2 is all you need. Also, if your monster does get destroyed, you get to put it in the back row if it's a Millennium monster, which is pretty cool. We then play the entire heart and soul of the deck, which is Millennium Ankh. Millennium Ankh is insane because you reveal all 5 pieces of Exodia, and then you summon out this. That's how you summon this. It literally is that easy to summon this. You just activate Millennium Ankh and you get this guy out on the field, and it's crazy powerful. Now, it does get rid of the rest of your monsters, which is fine, and then puts this card back into your deck, which is all right, but it's still really good to be able to just instantly summon out the big Exodia. We then also play 3 copies of Prosperity for consistency. I don't even think I resolved this today. I really don't even think I resolved it. You could probably play like 3 Regeki instead of this because you just really want to board break with this deck. As you notice, I'm not maining Ash Blossom. The only hand trap I main in this deck is D-Shifter. We then also play 3 copies of Super Poly. Super Poly breaks boards. Again, I consider playing Regeki over this, or like Lightning Storm in the main, Lightning Storm Feather Duster, and just like playing a bunch of like board breakers in the main instead, because I thought it would be a little bit better to be able to make all those board breakers instead. But this still like did work. So that's it for the spells. Let's get in to the traps. So with traps, this card is insane. Exode Fires of Rage is one of the most broken cards in the game. It is so powerful because if you control this, which will set this during end phase, this board wipes everything on your opponent's field. So you can establish this and then end phase set this, and then when your opponent establishes field, you'll go Exo Fires of Rage. They're like, what does that do? And they're like, since I control this guy, it destroys everything you control. Literally everything. Because it says, this card is always treated as an Exode and an Obliterate, and if you control level 10 or higher Exodia monsters, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Period. That's it. That's the only text on this card that matters, is this card just basically board wipes your opponent. This card wins so many games because you go first. If you do go first, you set this and they lose because they actually like just immediately lose the game, and it's insane. We then play a single copy of Obliterate. Obliterate is searchable off the Exodia Fusion. This is basically a compulse. I really don't like this card. Because while it is a bounce, it gets rid of an Exodia piece, so it turns off Ankh, which I don't like. It's fun, don't really care for it. We play There Can Be Only One. I would, again, challenge you guys. Tell me why you couldn't play this. We play a Spellcaster. We play a Beast Warrior. We play a Rock, Dwayne. We also play a Warrior that we actually summon. They're all different. Every single monster in here is different between Spellcaster, Beast Warrior, Rock, and Warrior. So we don't really care. There Can Be Only One has won me so many games, and it's insane how many times I open this card to be able to just throw this against the opponent, and then they just can't play. They just cannot play. And then finally, we run Angel Statue because we run the Syl Hat Rabbit, because Syl Hat Rabbit can set this to our side of the field. It's a negation. And it also is a spell trap pop when you activate the angel statue, so angel statue is really good. Plus Little Hat Rabbit's really cool because it's kind of like a reference to magical hats, and I love magical hats. I think it's really neat. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with 3 copies of Exodia. Exodia, the unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, is a spell trap negate. This card has 5 effects. This card has 5 effects, 1 effect for each piece of Exodia. If you guys didn't take that or didn't notice that. Also, fun fact, the reason this card is called Unstoppable is because, here, this card is called the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate because my grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba, but it does contain the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. So this card is really good as a boss monster because basically what it does for its 5 effects is it can be destroyed by card effects for the first effect. It's a spell trap negate. During your standby phase, you take 1,000. During the end phase, you can set an Exode card or a Obliterate card. And it also has the ability that when it attacks, it gains attacks equal to your life points, which is a permanent attack gain. It does not go back down. It never goes back down. I cannot tell you how many times players have tried to pop this card against me, and I'm like, haha, can't be destroyed. Like, it just can't be destroyed. Like, it's the first effect that it just cannot be destroyed. And I'm like, okay, Ghost Ogre, cool, but he lives through it. I mean, it works. We then play Mud Dragon, Garua, Draxtapelia, and these are all the Super Poly targets. These are the best Super Poly targets for the game right now because we have a negate, and then these are just good Super Poly targets. We play the other Millenniumized card, or Millennium card, which is Millenniumize Restrict, which is just a monster negate. This is like Call By. You summon it off of Instant Fusion. We play Typhon. This card is just in case we go second and we don't see an out. This just, you throw Typhon and it wins. People expect Typhon, but it's just really good. I don't think I ever link summoned. I don't think I ever linked something during this tournament, except for Little Hat Rabbit. But you play access code because you can make it. I did actually have a game that I considered making this, but I didn't make it. We then play a single copy of Celine because we play spellcasters. You know, it gives us a leg up. We then play 1 copy of the Earth Charmer. You could probably play the Dark Charmer, but all of the Millennium monsters are all Earth. All 3 of these are Earth, and they're the main summons. You never want to summon the pieces, because that, doesn't give us a hand. It just, takes us out, and, it's not good. You really, guys, you got to keep your head in the game. You just got to make sure you keep your head in the game while you're playing this. And these are Earth, so don't play the Dark Charmer, play the Earth Charmer. It's more important. I could go on for days with all these Exodia jokes. We then play SP Little Knight. You don't have to play this. I never made this. I never made it. You don't have to play it. You play Nightmare Phoenix. You play Nightmare Unicorn. You play anything. I don't even play IP. I don't even play IP. You can play Underworld Goddess if you want to, because you can put 4 monsters on the field and you can get rid of it. Still Hat Rabbit, MVP of the extra deck besides Exodia. This and the Exodia Fusion is like the only cards I actually summon, because you put 2 of your Millennium monsters on the field and then you set this and you have a negate for summon, which is pretty nice. We play Link Spider just on the off chance. It never comes up, but it just is on the off chance that, you might need a hand with your plays, because you might actually open up 2 pieces of Exodia. Normal summon 1, link it away, make a Link Spider. Special summon the other one, link them both away for SP. I mean, it never came up, or you'd actually make Relinquished Anima and this, and then you link them both away for SP. But it's never come up that I've actually done this. It's never ever come up that I've actually gone in for Link Spider, Relinquished Anima. But it is an option. You can also use Relinquished Anima to be able to gobble up monsters, but it's okay. It's an option. So, for the side deck, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Mole Charmy. You don't have to play this. You could play 3 Droll. You could play 3 Nibiru. I played this for the funny. So this card says I draw every time that my opponent special summons from the hand, I believe. I think it's from the hand, specifically. Each time your opponent normally special summons a monster from the hand, immediately draw a card. So, funny enough, we play a deck that we want to draw the Exodia pieces every so often. So I'm like, please take the challenge. please try and special summon so I can draw all 5 pieces of Exodia. This is the Face of Evil. This card is the Face of Evil, and all I get whenever I play this card is SpongeBob memes because it is the blue jellyfish. But it's still really good because every so often you will actually draw all the pieces. It hasn't come up yet, but it's going to. I guarantee you when Flourish comes out, that's going to come up. That people are going to take the challenge and forget that I play 5 pieces of Exodia in my deck, in my main deck, and I have to. We then play 3 Ash on the side. I think I sided this in once. But it's okay because you basically just use this for Brand Fusion and the odd matchup. Feather Duster won me my last game. I think he was playing Cosmic and Imperm. He had a Cosmic Imperm set, and then I Feather Dustered him. And it was like, no, we're done. Feather Duster Shifter, just 1. 2 Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm is great in this deck because you can like drop this and then make it Exodia and then go 8k to the face. And you win. Like, please put everything in attack position for me. Just be my friend. That's why I'm like, put Regeki in this deck too. I really thought about playing that. Nothing goes to grave. Nothing goes to grave. This going first wins. Like, please let me play 6 D shifters. I know. I'm that guy at locals. Then we play 3 copies of D-Barrier. D-Barrier is just good. It just stops everything. I played this against a Drytron player and was hoping to call Ritual. Didn't draw it. Drew this instead. Still won. So that is it. That is it for the deck, guys. I love this deck. Came in first place, went completely undefeated. It was so fun. It's such a fun deck to be able to play. You get to play Exodia, dude. Like, you get to play all the pieces of Exodia. Yeah, I'm waiting on the time that I like open up a hand and I open up like all 5. I know like it's ridiculously hard to do that, but I'm waiting that I open up all 5 pieces. That's why I'm playing this deck, because I think it's funny. Plus, I just think it's really cool to play Grandpa's deck because it contains no pathetic cards, but it does contain the Unstoppable Exodia. And so that's it. So again, came in first place. Quick shout out to Bud's Place, my locals, for hosting locals. It's so much fun to come here. It's one of the best card shops I've ever been in, and it's such an awesome environment to be able to hang out in. And shout out to Silver, who has their channel, Silver TCG, who's actually holding the camera. Definitely check out their channel. It'll be down in the pinned comment or down in the description as well. Definitely check out their channel, Silver TCG. They're a great content creator as well. And shout out to all my friends at Locals who support me in building all the decks that I have. It's really a lot of fun to have a community to be able to hang out with you guys and, you know, just hang out. So anyways, guys, that's gonna do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.